Namaste, my friends. So we are working on, we did not change even so many weeks and months of the practice, and we have a lot of complaints. Do you remember if the mind complains and blames, it is the impurity of the mind. From where the impurity of the mind has come? We are lacking something in the application of these principles. So I put the topic as a daily consistent practice in steps can transform the mind and the life through Eastern wisdom in few weeks. You do the 5 minutes of I discussed last time. M means Mangala Charan, and the second M means that I make my mind a seeker. That is the first step. I'm simply telling you, you are doing 5 to 10 minutes every day without fail. Can you think of 10 minutes only every day when you wake up in the morning? Is it possible? So 10 minutes every day hardly takes 60 minutes a week or 70 minutes a week. 240 minutes in a month, and something around 40 hours in a year. Am I consistent? That is the key. Second is listening and learning for 30 minutes minimum. Even if I send you the audio file, if it is 1 hour, you simply listen half an hour in the first day and leave it. After leaving it, the third step is contemplation and reflection. Why? Because you are changing the mind by contemplation and reflection. The intellect will take over the mind. Otherwise, the mind will remain the worst master, the dangerous master. Mind has to become a servant. And after that, another 20 or 30 minutes of practice and experience. You practice, you experience, and then you take this experience during the entire day. What happens? I take a cup of tea and then ah, so I just use these principles as if I have taken a cup of tea and let me take it again in the evening. Why should I remember? And then your mind returns to the same old habit of blame and complaint and reaction. And then you are frustrated and you return home with a stress. You have written two types of messages to me. One, that on a given day you felt very calm, relaxed. You also told me that throughout the week you were relaxed and calm because your mind risen in consciousness. It was rising in with these principles. On the other given day, your mind fell and down. Why? Consistency is not there. I don't remember. I forget. I keep on expecting from the people, and my intellect does not remind me that I have not to expect. I should be in the mode of giving. So, applying that wisdom by thinking, speaking, and acting throughout the day. Oh, then what should I do? I should only devote to this practice? No! Internally, you are applying that wisdom in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life, in your. It will work. That is how it worked for thousands of people. So, applying the wisdom. And the last point is the daily analysis. Before going to sleep, I have to ask myself how many times I was anxious. You have to ask the question why. You answer will come the impurities of the mind. Then you have to rehearse in your mind that next day how I am going to act. Why you will be able to get the sound sleep. Let us see it practically. I told you 5 minutes of Mangalacharan and the 5 minutes of 5 minutes of that is the first 5 minutes. I will change the track of the mind. I will make it a seeker. Another question is very important before we start doing the practice. Why we fail? Intellect says, I understand, I know the principle, but because of inconsistency of the practice, the mind is not changed. So the intellect says, I understand. Mind says, I will continue with my false notion and the previous habits. I will keep on expecting, blaming, and complaining and reacting, and I'm expecting a transformation in my life. How it is possible? You have four tires of a car, and you are saying all the three tires are intact. Air pressure is good, and the fourth one there is no pressure at all. It is punctured. And you are still thinking that, yeah, I will be able to drive. Why I'm not able to drive? Why? You know the reason, and still you ask the question. That is what the delusion is and ignorance is. So majority of the people, they claim they know it, they understand it. That is in the field of intellect, but the mind has yet to change. How the mind will change? By consistency, by regular practice, even just for 4 weeks. I'm giving you 4 and 5 weeks. And first week has started uh, from today. So let us do, you remember MM is, first stage is the MM. Close your eyes. Let us do it practically. Every day when you wake up in the morning, first thing, whether your mind says it is a bad morning or it is a good morning, whether your mind is reacting or calm, you have to do this practice of Shanti Mantra. Close your eyes, settle your body in comfort, in steadiness, and now say in your mind or loudly, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Then go to the meaning. Do you know the meaning? Let everyone be happy. Now you know the meaning. You are saying in your mind, let everyone, not only listening, you are doing it practically. And then you find the knowledge. How the knowledge? Knowledge settles into your intellect and it goes to the mind when you ask the question, why I'm saying let everyone be happy? Because happiness is the essential nature of every being on this earth planet, starting from the ant, elephant, tiger, human being, my near and the dear ones. So your focus is deep inside you. Oh, it is also my essential nature. So I will remind myself happiness is essential nature. When I expect and react to something outside, it causes me the stress and the suffering. Simple, I have to think in this way. Are you thinking? I believe so. Second line, Sarvesham, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Meaning, let there be peace for everyone. Again, I'm saying for everyone. So I'm recognizing the peace is the essential nature of every being on this earth, starting from ant, insect, elephant, and my near and the dear ones. What about if the near and dear ones are reacting? They do not know peace is their essential nature. Because I'm learning Eastern wisdom, I don't have any expectations, so I can deal with them without expectation and in peace and calmness. Think in this way, and let me see if you have any problem. Third line. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, meaning let there be a completeness in all. Why we have a sense of completeness for every being on this earth? Because peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom are located within me, are present within me 24 by 7. So when someone is getting crazy over you, you remember that sense of completeness in you. Before you respond, you remember, is it not possible? If it is not possible, then nothing is possible. Well, you can raise the question and you challenge me, and I will answer it. And the last one, once we have the peace and happiness and the completeness, what happens? Our mind starts changing, it enters into an auspiciousness. That is the fourth line. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be an auspiciousness, grace, and blessing for everyone. So when I am saying let the grace and blessing be for everyone, what happens to the mind? The mind never moves to the reaction, blame, and complaint and expectation. It opens up, it expands itself, it lives into the state of the calmness, peace, and the joy. It treats the other reaction with a calmness. That is the meaning of transforming the mind. So, what I told you in the first step every day in the morning, whether your mind says it is a bad morning, it's a good morning, your mind is reacting when you wake up, you are feeling tired or you are feeling relaxed, you have to do this mantra practice. Do you agree with me? Just after that, you will recognize that there is a sense of the calmness. Even if there is no sense of calmness, then there is a mind has to become a seeker, and it is very easy to do it. You still stay into that state of eyes closed and you start Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Whether you do it loudly, whether you do it mentally, it does not become, it does not make any difference. Mantra is Om Shanti Shanti and Shanti. So three times Shanti. So what you are going, you have to chant it loudly. So you say or mentally, Om Shanti. Become aware of the word while first saying. Become aware of the known word. Become aware of the word that is known to you, from where the problem comes, and you're simply saying Shanti to yourself. You're not going to react. You're not expecting anything. You're simply saying to the Shanti, to your daughter, to your son, to yourself, and to everyone, to that event, or and then you say second Shanti to the unknown word. Unknown word. What is I don't know. I don't know my from where the stresses and suffering is coming, because I lose awareness. And Tan Shanti within you. Then you move your mind while saying Third Shanti. And do this mantra at least for 5 minutes. 5 minutes until you experience Shanti means peace. You experience peace everywhere the mind gets absorbed with. Now you open your eyes. The first step is over. It hardly takes 10 minutes. I'm spending little more time. Why? Because I'm explaining you. Next time I will simply be explaining in detail, and then another, or you, if you have got it, then you write to me. I will move to the next level. So the first step is over. Can you do it with consistently, regularly, without fail? You wake up in the morning, your mind is upset, you do it. Your mind is relaxed, you do it. You are feeling tired, you do it. You are feeling calm, you do it. Is it possible? Ah, yes. I say it takes 10 minutes. I will do it without fail. Now comes to the second step is Ella, listening and learning. So in that state of the calmness, after the first step, you switch on to the audio. Just listen for 30 minutes, but paying attention focused. It is better to avoid taking a tea or a coffee, but first listen, pay attention, either with eyes closed or with a paper in your hand to write the main points of what you listened. Listening and learning, it should be focused. Why should be focused? So that your mind picks up the principle of Eastern wisdom. It is not distracted picking up the principle of anxiety, duality, and a conflict and a reaction. So, focused listening means that what happened in terms of reaction and stress yesterday, your mind is not reminding you. Your mind is only absorbed in listening and learning. So, you have written the main point. For example, just take an example so that we can move to the third step of contemplation and reflection. For example, pick up the principle from the Shanti mantra. How it means the happiness is the essential nature of everyone. So the third step is contemplation and reflection. In contemplation, you are asking questions to your mind through the intellect. How come it is possible that happiness is the essential nature of everyone? But I'm more concerned, why, how come the happiness is my essential nature? You are thinking what I'm telling you in the third step, CR, contemplation and reflection, what you have noted from the listening and learning. So, for example, you have just remember happiness is so. Happiness cannot be the property of anything outside in the world. No person, no event, no amount of the wealth, no house, nothing that has a property of happiness. And then where the happiness lies? The happiness lies within me. Then why I get stressed? Because I'm seeking happiness from outside, from people, from relations. What is that seeking? It causes the expectation, attachment, identification. That is contemplation. Done? Now what about reflection? So throughout the day I will continue to live in that state of contemplation and reflection. Now, but I have to work at my office. Go to the office, working there, but your mind is aware of that. I have no expectation. So, contemplation Your mind is asking what I have to do in the office. I have to focus on this activity. Let me complete this activity. Do I know all the steps? Yes, I know. Do I need to ask anyone? No. Let me complete it and then I will present it to my colleague or friend in the office. Third step, is it not simple and doing it? You are fully aware. Now see the opposite side. You go to the office and oh no, I have to work and the mind is distracted. Mind is seeking support from others because you have a fear and a frustration and a duality and a conflict. And the moment you start seeking from someone else in the mode of a frustration, your mind will definitely be frustrated. You will return home with a lot of stress and suffering. So, after contemplation, you are reflecting and applying. That is what it is. So, but we are talking of the entire journey every day. So, you have contemplated and reflected. So, once you contemplate and reflect, you will experience calmness, you will experience the rise in awareness, you will experience the joy in you, and you have settled your mind for a good practice now. And then, after contemplation and reflection, let us do the practice. We have done contemplation, reflection on the happiness. Let us do the practice. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. So now, because you are doing the practice after contemplation and reflection, your mind lives in higher awareness and attention, and you will be able to absorb your mind into a practice which will help you deepen the practice and deepen your experience. So I said PE, practice and experience. So I said, close gently, find out the most comfortable position of the body. First, check the place all around you. Become aware of the space. Become aware of the space 1 foot all around your body. What is 1 foot all around your body? It is only the space. You are looking the space. You are not looking the items in a room. But if you have not done the previous 3 steps correctly, you will start looking at the items, you will start looking at the people, you will start remembering the people, what happened yesterday, and the mind is now ready to make you crazy. Do you see the importance of the previous 3 steps? So you are aware of the space all around you, 1 foot all around your body. Just move the mind. Then look at the position of the body. Position should be at ease. Look at the cheeks. Your eyes are closed gently. You have a joy on your cheeks. You don't have any unease, pressure in any part of the body. Very good. And then you have a posture. So a place, position, and that results into this kind of a posture which has no undue stress. First step is done. Second step of the practice is being comfortable. Remember by heart, because the first 3 steps are common in all my practices. So being comfortable. Mentally, you are looking at the neck joint. Your mind looks deep inside the neck joint and practice and experience. What is that experience? Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Suppose you don't feel, you don't experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind again. Move the mind again to the same joint. Be there and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So, generally, what I have seen, if you don't experience for the first time, if you repeat it 3 times, it is possible. Move the mind on the neck joint and be there 3rd time. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. Maybe the first time the mind is distracted, you don't feel it, it's okay. But still, I'm repeating. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, look inside, and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, be there, experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on all the joints of the body, neck, shoulders, elbows, wrist, spine, hip, knees, ankles, and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You see, the first time you may not experience because the mind is still picking up the thoughts of fear, anxiety, duality, conflict from the past. So we repeat it, move the mind on all the joints of the body and sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on all the joints of the body. Sensation, experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now the next step is being carefree. You might remember in the all the practices the first 3 steps are common because I don't experience any change in the first 3 steps. We are always in a hurry, and that hurry is because of the past impression, reaction, anxiety, expectations. So I miss the experience and then I fail. So you are the judge to yourself. I am not. Now being carefree. Simple, I say, look at the space inside your forehead. Very good. One example. And then watch the thoughts, feeling and sensation. Thought, feeling and sensations are jumping, coming and going, coming and going over the space inside. Let me make it clear. It is something like the birds flying in the sky. The sky remains untouched completely. Do you see that? So you have to pay attention to any thought that comes, any thought feeling comes. You simply look at the space. Any thought feeling enters the mind, you simply recall, and be aware of the space. Be aware of the space inside that thought and the feeling. Is it difficult? You see me. in front of the space behind. Don't you see me? Yes. The same thing you are doing. So, what is going to happen? It will separate the deeper mind from the surface mind. Surface mind is always impure. Surface mind is always impure. That causes the stress. So we are taking the mind deeper. What we are learning that how we should do the daily practice consistently without fail, minimum for a period of 4 weeks, with that understanding that you have already understand the principles what you have learned. So it is the journey for a higher seeker. If it is not, then the 4 weeks are extended. Anyhow, so now you have completed the 3 steps. Now keep looking, keep looking inside the forehead, inside the forehead in the space. Now look at the breath. Look at the breath moving through the nostril. Very good. And now you have to remember, you have to breathe in and out, long, hissing, deep breath into the chest. So, what is the indication of checking? When you inhale, all the rib cage expands. All the rib cage expands. You feel that expansion. And when you exhale, you feel, what do you feel? You feel all the rib cage are touching each other. That much of long, deep, and the hissing breath you have to do. And let me do, considering you are a higher seeker, let us do it for 2 minutes. When you inhale, your shoulders rise up, you find too much of difference into your ribs. And when you exhale, all the ribs joins together. Your shoulder falls down. With eyes closed, looking inside the forehead in the space. It is not with any jerk in the rib cage. It has to do with the long and the hissing breath. You experience expansion of the rib cage during inhalation. Why during inhalation? So that you find all the ribs find at a great distance between one another. While exhaling, you find all the ribs joins together, means you completely empty the lungs. Let us do only 2 rounds today. Leave this, and when you leave this, bring your mind on the flow of the breath. You just keep watching the flow of the breath through both the nostrils. 1 plus experience the change. What is that change? Calmness. It may be freshness. Sometimes it gives you a kind of dizziness. You need not to worry. You need not to worry. Now we'll be doing the second round for 2 minutes, looking into the space inside your forehead and start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath. Do you see my shoulder rise up? I find a lot of expansion in the rib cage. Between the two ribs, there is a greater distance during inhalation, and during exhalation, my ribs almost joins together, almost touching each other. It's a metaphor, and your mind keeps your focus inside the forehead. Continue. Continue. Total expansion and contraction, squeezing and expansion. You'll have a variety of experiences. Your mind will experience that as if you are totally away from the body, too far from the body also during the practice. We'll make it intensive later, not today. And stop it. We have done 2 minutes. Now look at the flow of the breath through both the nostrils. You are just aware of the flow, how the air flows in and out. You may notice. What do you notice? You may notice many experiences, that is one, plus you may notice the flow is equal in both nostrils. If that is so, you are a great seeker. Your mind is not distracted. I am just giving you a clue. How come this is possible? If your flow of both the nostrils are equal, your mind is already absorbed inside, and the mind is not running after any crazy thoughts or past impressions, and that is why you experience the calmness, relaxation also. So you are looking. So now, now we will move to the next step. Check. Check sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You have an experience of calmness, freshness. If not, why not? You have to find the cause and let me know. So the next step is in which you breathe deep, silent, and slow. I said inhale deep, silent, and slow without any noise. Inhalation is without any noise. And exhale through the nostril with the sound of humming. You see, your humming sound is longer, deeper. Your inhalation and humming sound both is longer, deeper. How much? Oh, I consider you are a great seeker. You have done the practices for many years. You will be surprised that you will be doing only 3 to 4 humming sound in a minute. That is the indication that you are a great seeker. How come that happens? Because of consistent, regular practice. But forget the rest. Now continue doing it. I inhale into the belly, I'm aware of it, then inhale into the rib cage. How will you know that you are doing only 4 humming? It means 4 breaths in a minute. Let us do it together. When I start saying you that you inhale, you start inhaling, and once inhalation is complete, I will be doing the humming sound because I will not be speaking. So that in that way, you will know that you can just do 3 or 4 humming sound in a minute. So let us start inhaling. Again inhale slowly. I have done 2 humming sound in 1 minute. Can you reach to that state this week? I'm not saying today. You may be doing 4 or 5. Can you reach? That is the meaning of consistent practice. And if the change does not come, I will resign from the journey of Eastern wisdom. For your sake, my friend, continue doing the humming sound. Now you complete this round and leave this. Again, look at the flow of the nostril. Return mind to the flow of the breath. Check if it is equal, then better. Even if it is not equal, it's okay. We will continue to move to the next step. What is the next step? So, looking inside, no, not looking inside, mentally or loudly, whatever pace may, you sing Om in one breath out. Now take the second breath in and you say, while saying Shanti, become aware of the world outside. All your relations, yes, you can remember. Inhale again and saying Shanti while exhaling, become aware of the unknown world from where all stress or happiness enters into your life. Now the another breath inhale. So while doing the inhale, you are not saying anything. So exhale again, say Shanti. And then keep looking deep inside your heart, recognizing happiness is there, peace is there, peace and happiness is there. So now you have understood it. Let us do it casually. What is the meaning of casually? You are enjoying doing it. Body is in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So casually you inhale and say, for example, you're doing lovely. So after inhalation, during exhalation, you are singing. Now you inhale again and you're saying loudly Shanti, awareness of the world, dear and the near ones, their images, even. Again you inhale. Shanti, you look into the sky of the unknown world. I have to get rid of the stress coming from the unknown world and I will invite the peace and happiness. Another inhale. Shanti, looking deep inside your heart, as deep as possible into the space. Infinite space, my friend. Infinite space. Continue. And now leave this. You are doing nothing. You continue to be in that state of doing nothing. Now gather or accumulate or gather all your experiences. Ask the mind. What do you feel? How do you feel? Calmness, tingling, numbness in the body, a sense of objectlessness, sense of emptiness in the mind. And now tell yourself, I will take this emptiness, peace, and the calmness in my life, in every event today, before I go for my daily analysis, before going to sleep. And open your eyes now. If you experience peace, calmness, sensation, and tingling in the sensation by doing the practice, why don't you feel all the time? Because your mind forgets and it goes back to the same stuff. And that is where comes the next step. IAW, apply the wisdom 24 hours a day. No chance of impure mind to cause any suffering. So, uh, so 24 hours a day means, oh, should I spend all the time in doing the practice? I'm saying no, internally, at the level of your intellect. Are you not a mom? Yes, you're a mom. So when you are looking your first son, don't you recognize you're a mom? Or do you say that I'm a mom, I am a mom to you, I'm a mom, let me talk to you? Does it interfere? Same way you are a seeker. That is the meaning of applying the wisdom. Ah, yes, calmness is there. Yes. So with that state of the calmness and the joy and the smile, you are talking, your mind gets rid of the expectations and the duality and a conflict from others, from the world outside. Recall in your intellect, when you look at your daughter, you have a feeling and awareness of a mom. When you look at me, you have a feeling of teacher and a seeker. Are you understanding? And then what happens once you have done this during the day? You apply this wisdom. So what we have done, Shanti Mantra, Mangalacharan, or you can say Shanti Mantra. We make the mind as a seeker in the very beginning, every day when you wake up. This week, you wake up tired, do it. You wake up relaxed, do it. You wake up, mind says a bad morning, do it. Are you understanding? That is the way I have to transform the mind. And if you don't do it, you say, oh, let me remain in the stress, let me start thinking about it, then you're gone. So after the second step is listening. Uh, Second step is, do you remember? Second step is listening and the learning. Second step is listening after It is listening and the learning for 30 minutes. Now you are focused. Third step is contemplation and reflection. I discussed in detail. Contemplation means that you are asking yourself, how come? Happiness is the essential nature. I don't live in happiness. Oh, because of the impurities of the mind, I don't see inside me. I see outside that you appreciate me, so I'll be happy. Because you did not appreciate, so I'm terribly disturbed. That is the contemplation. Reflecting, oh, I will not expect anything from you, but I will give you the peace and happiness. Contemplation and reflection. So, after contemplation and reflection, we have done the practice. I said PE. P is the practice, E is the experience. So, when you do the practice correctly, and then you stay there for a while and gather and accumulate all your experiences from the practice. And then tell the mind you have to live like this. So once you told the mind, then AE, apply the wisdom during the day. Apply the wisdom during the day. Even if you remember, my dear friend, Om Shanti 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 to the world, known world, Shanti to the unknown world, Shanti within me. How dare your mind can take you to the stress, duality, and a conflict. But if you leave the mind and wants the mind to be the worst master, it is a faithful servant. It cannot be the master. If you make your mind the worst master, you are inviting all the impurities of your life, even after doing a lot of practices. So I thought by giving and changing the practices, your mind will return to the same state. That is the only case I gave you almost variety of practices. So applying the wisdom, and then comes the last step. Last step is DA, daily analysis. You wake up. So now, 10 minutes of your time before going to sleep, don't lie down, sit on the bed. Take a pen and find out how many times I lived in a stress, reaction, and anger. 5 times. What are those 5 points? You write it down. So you were in anxiety and stress with a person, with an event, or just by thinking in your head while driving. Write it down. Go back, contemplate and reflect. Because of the impurities of the mind, prove it in your intellect. Because of the impurities of the mind, this is happening. So let me remove it. And then ask yourself that how I have to change my expression in these 5 events tomorrow or in future. You have all the principles intact. If not, write to me. And then you lie down. So after, when you lie down for a sleep, you lie down for sleep. What should you do? How do you sleep? You sleep with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You sleep with Om Shanti mentally. This time, when you are doing mentally, you will fall into sleep within 5 or 10 minutes. If not, make the breath deeper. I'm reading it. I told you that I did only 2 breaths while humming sound. And same thing happens to me when I'm doing the Om Shanti. So the first inhalation, Om, no, first inhalation, and during exhalation I do the Om. Second inhalation, second exhalation I do the Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I've taken only 2 breaths saying Om Shanti Shanti. Can you do it while sleeping? I'm not saying that you can reach to 2 breaths in a minute, even 3 to 5 breaths a minute, or 6 breaths in a minute. You will fall into sleep. You will fall into sleep within 5 to 10 minutes of this practice. So, what happens? You wake up in the morning fresh. Every day is a good morning. You wake up fresh. Every day is a good morning. Even if it is not, you know what needs to be done. My dear friend, can you really do it consistently this week? And I want to see the result. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.